Hi, I'm Nan Simonson. I am a whole food plant-based culinary coach, lifestyle coach, and I am whole food plant-based and have been going on 5 years. I wrote Aging Powerfully a couple of years ago when I turned 70, and my point was to say after, well, now I'm going on 5 years as a coach with a lifestyle medical practice, after seeing so many people get well with lifestyle choices, not this medicine stuff, not a sad diet, standard American diet, I wrote the book, and that was 2 years ago, and I am still holding strong to the mission I stated in the book, which was to spend the rest of my days helping people understand that it's this, the food, that will make you healthy, happy, strong for life. Okay, so what is this? This is a globe artichoke. No, it's not. It's a globe eggplant. That was funny. Okay, it was a little more than a pound, about a pound, little less than a pound and a quarter. I peeled it, cubed it. I'm putting it into a dry pan and a little on the floor. That's lesson number one, dry pan. If you have cookbooks that show you every recipe starting with 2, 3, 4, 5 tablespoons of oil, don't do that. You're adding calories to your diet you don't need. Those are empty calories. You don't need that. And you can make fabulous dishes without oil. So, no oil. What was I thinking when I bought the globe eggplant? Only thing I was thinking of, my gosh, this is gorgeous, deep purple, and when they're cooked well, they sort of, the flesh of it sort of collapses into itself, into a creaminess, and takes on flavors of what you've added to it, and that's what we're doing here. I'm going to cook it like this for about 10 minutes, kind of browning it up a little. If it starts to stick, this is a non-stick pan. It's all clad non-stick, but it's not Teflon. Don't do Teflon. Teflon has been banned a long time, but you don't want any of those chemicals in your food. So I'm going to let this brown for about 10 minutes. I'll get back to you and I'll show you what I'm doing with all of the rest of this. This is from a recipe I found in Ashley Madden's book, Plant-Based Delicious. Do you know about Ashley Madden? This is another one of her books, Plant-Based Cookbook. She is a holistic nutritional consultant, a pharmacist, a certified holistic nutritional consultant. I said that, plant-based chef. She creates fabulous recipes, and she has many cookbooks, and this one is another one that I just love, and I'm using her recipe, eggplant Puttanesca with walnuts. And the Puttanesca part, I'm Italian, this is an Italian dish. This is browning nicely, and see, it's not sticking. I didn't need 300 or 400 calories of oil that my body doesn't need. And you're thinking, Nan, but olive oil has all that stuff. Olives have all that stuff. Whole food plant-based means the whole food. Okay, so we'll get to this a little bit more in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the video, bring you back, but I want to highly recommend Ashley Madden. Look for her on YouTube, look for her cookbooks. And Puttanesca is a combination of things like olives in a sauce, like capers in a sauce, and like nuts. In this case, I browned and then I've chopped up some walnuts, and I'll sprinkle some on the top as well. So you're going to see how this finishes out. I'll see you in just a few minutes. Hi. Can you see how these have sort of shrunk, these pieces? That's what we were looking for. We wanted them to kind of shrink into themselves. This was a full pan plus. They're smaller, they're more shrunken, that's perfect. I'm adding 6 cloves. Recipe called for 5, but I'm using my roasted garlic bought a big bag of garlic from Costco. And thought, what am I going to do with this? Well, Tammy of Nutmeg Notebook as well as Chef AJ, they roast their garlic. And then you can freeze it. Well, I did that. So I had, what, a pound and a half of roasted garlic. How cool was that? And what happens when you roast garlic is it gets sweeter. I'm adding a teaspoon of oregano and some red pepper flakes. Let that kind of toast for a minute or two. No, not even a minute, just a half a minute. And now I'm adding 3 cans of diced tomatoes that were drained. You know what I did with the juice from the drained tomatoes? I put that into my bag in the freezer, gallon freezer bag that I keep vegetable scraps, my peeled carrots and the long kind of raggedy ends of green onions and, well, all kinds of vegetables, and I make this with it, broth. This is my broth. So I'm going to cover this and let it cook together so there's no juice left from the tomatoes. The canned tomatoes that were drained gave me about, I measured it just because I wanted to know, about 3.5 cups of chopped tomato. So this is, we're in the summertime. If you're growing tomatoes and you stew them, it's about 3.5 cups of drained, chopped, stewed tomatoes. Okay, cover it up. Let it sit for 10 minutes. Again, I'll get back to you. Then we're going to put this whole thing together. I have a pan of water on the stove for the pasta because this is a pasta sauce. And I'm using a penne rigida, and that is the ridged penne pasta. Okay, now we're coming into the home stretch. Look at this. Isn't that nice? See, everything's broken down. The tomatoes have broken down. The eggplant is soft and brown and flavorful. Now I'm going to add some of those ingredients that are going to make it a puttanesca. We're going to add the olives. We're going to add the capers. Do you know what capers are? The little buds of a plant that are usually brined, and I'm crazy about their flavor. I add it to my non-chicken or non-tuna salad, capers and pickle and kala namak to make it actually taste kind of eggy when I want it to be like an egg, non-egg salad. Anyway, capers add a lot of it. There's a certain bite, a brininess. I should have just said a brininess. Okay, so I've stirred those in. I really should let it cook just a little bit. But I want to show you this step because the next step is going to be me adding the pasta into this dish. Isn't that cool? Now, the recipe calls for 12 ounces of pasta, and I'm not going to use that much. I'm even going to take some of this sauce out because I like a sauce that is freshly added to a pasta, not a pasta with leftover sauce heated. And you probably agree with me. So, but you're still going to see how it all works. Okay, now I'm going to add, let me make sure I'm doing this right. Yes, yes, yes. Now I'm going to add in the chopped walnut, and this is going to get really thick. Do you see what I've just added to this recipe? I've added protein and I've added fat. So this is a filling, delicious dish and rather rich. I'm adding, you could use less walnut. You could use, gosh, you could probably even use, not probably, you could use beans instead of nuts. I'm adding nutritional yeast. Why? Because it gives it umami. And I saved some walnuts. I'm sorry, my cat is serenading me because it's just about dinner time. They both know it. I went to the Pound one day. No, it's not the Pound, a place we call Mary S. Roberts. It's a no-kill shelter. And I picked up 2 sisters, gray striped tabbies, one with white feet. We call her Booty, and the other all gray. And they were 9 months at the time. It's been about, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months since I got them. And they are really a bundle of joy. They're indoor only cats. I had always had indoor outdoor, so there was always a cat door. Now there's a cat door that goes out into a cattery, downstairs as well as upstairs, so they can watch the world. But I don't want to see lizards brought to me and birds brought to me, and just decided I'd had enough of that. And so then they'll live longer. So, but my point is, when they're indoor only, meaning indoor outdoor, but you know, in other words, not roaming cats, man, do they bond to you more. They become more social with us, and I've had cats all my life, 2s and 3s of them at a time, but this is different. Anyway, you notice I didn't put any salt in it. I may not put any salt because we've got salt, that we've got brininess coming from the capers, from the olives. So we'll see, we'll see. I'm just gonna cover this up. I'm going to leave it until I am ready to eat, because what I'm going to do with this is to be done just before the meal is served. And so I'm not going to mix anything. I'm not even gonna start my pasta until my husband comes home, so that we get a marvelously fresh combination. So, okay, I will show you when I'm adding the pasta. I'll plate it, show you that. I went out and picked some fresh basil. Can you smell that? And see you in a minute. Okay, let's put this together. So this is my beautiful sauce. Look at that, look, look, look. Puttanesca. And I have enough for another light meal. I'm also going to be serving a green, because I can't imagine a meal without a green. I'm just using frozen spinach. This is about 3-4 cups of frozen spinach in a bowl, no water. I cooked it in the microwave. You might be going, oh no, well then do it in a pan. And then I added garlic powder, actually granules, onion granules, and a little bit of salt. You can leave that out, or salt substitute. Mixed it all up, and that is going to go on the side. You'll see what I mean. So I cooked my pasta. This is what I used: Romo, penne rigate, rigate. I think I'm saying it wrong, meaning the ridged, gluten-free. It's corn and brown rice and corn, gluten-free pasta. I'm emptying the pasta into the bowl, get it where it's not too hot, or into the pan. Okay, adding some of the pasta liquid. I hope you do that when you make pasta. It adds a little bit of starchy water that binds it beautifully and gives a little bit of, in this case it needs it, a little bit more movement to the sauce. Not so rigid, not so stiff and pasty. Oh, doesn't that look pretty? All right, I'm going to plate it. For each of us, we eat a lot, into my Italian bowls. Okay, and I'm going to put a little bit of spinach on the side, a bit of my freshly picked basil, And there's our meal tonight. Bon appetit to us. Make it, you'll feel the same way. Have a great day. I know I'm going to. Look for Ashley Madden's cookbooks. She is terrific. And thank you for your time. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get this message out that this can make you healthy. Bye-bye.